Hey there, gang. Welcome to my bathroom. This is going to cover the measurements on what you should be doing before, during, and after your program. So, before, I typically will do these on like the Sunday before I start because I usually start a program on a Monday. But you want to do it on the day before you start, okay? So you don't have any exercise on that day, nothing, okay? And here's why. When you exercise or lift weights, the blood goes to the muscles. So your muscles become enlarged slightly. So if you do the measurements on that day, those measurements will be skewed, okay? So here's what I do. I always do my weight first thing in the morning. I do that every single morning. I get up, I go pee, I do my weight. Then I get changed into my workout clothes. Why do I do that? Because number one, that scale helps me understand what foods are working for me and what foods are working against me. It also helps me understand what my body is doing right now, okay? Might be that time of the month for me, things like that. It helps me understand just a little bit more. Also, if I had some high sodium foods, that's going to reflect on the scale. Then I know today I need to take in some more water to kind of flush things out, okay? So those are all things that I do. I do that every morning. Now, before the program starts, the day before, I'm also going to do photos. So let's talk about that. Photos are really simple. You want to make sure that you're up against something plain, like a door or something solid base. And then you want to make sure that the camera covers everything from the head down to the toes, okay? You want to be in something skimpy, like maybe a swimsuit, pair of short shorts, and a sports bra, something along those lines. You're going to take a photo of the front, stand up nice and tall, the side, the back, and the other side. Some people will take an extra photo like this with their arms up so you can kind of see all of this area that you don't see with your arms down. Whatever you prefer, but basics, front side, back side, okay? Make sure you take those photos. And lastly, we're going to talk about measurements. Now, every Beachbody program has like a measurement kind of before thing in the getting started section. However, I like to do some different measurements and I'll explain why. Number one, the neck, okay? Not every program has that, but the neck is the first place, or excuse me, one of the last places that you're gonna pack on fat, but it is one of the first places you're gonna lose it, okay? So I'll take the center of my neck, take that measurement, write that down, okay? Next measurement will be the chest. You just want to line this up, make sure you're even all the way around, nip a line and across. Arms down, deep breath in and out. That measurement right there is where you want to take that, okay? You're going to see a dramatic difference from your breath in to your breath out. Don't pull it too tight. If you see the puckering, that is too tight. And you obviously don't want to do it too loose and have that falling in the back. Okay? Now, for the girls, more likely than not, this will be one of the areas that you see us lose first. For the guys, one of the first areas you'll see lose first is their belly. Okay? You want to line that up around the waist, right at the belly button. Okay? Make sure it's even all the way around. Girls and guys, you're going to do this measurement. Okay? Write that down. Again, legs together, deep breath in and out. Okay? With your hips, you want to make sure you're centered right in the center of your hips. Come around, feet together, deep breath in and out. Write that measurement down. This is where things get a little bit different. You have a right leg and you have a left leg. You have a right calf and a left calf. You have a right arm and a left arm. All of those measurements could be totally different, okay? So I like to do them all individually. I prefer that because it helps me keep an eye on what's going on, okay? Now, how I do it is I'm going to take my arm and I'm going to go from the point of my shoulder to the bend of my elbow. what I like to do is take that, measure it, find the halfway mark between the two now, and then that's where I'm going to go around. It's much easier to have somebody else do this measurement, but if you don't have somebody doing that for you, no big deal. You kind of just grab the tape measure, make it work, and then I always put my arm down, look down, there's my measurement, okay? Same thing with the thigh. I go from the bend of the hip to the tip of the knee. I measure, I find that halfway mark and go around. You want to be standing on that and you want to be straight. Same thing with the calf. I will go from the bend of the knee down to the ankle, find that halfway mark, and then measure around there. I write those little measurements down, so those are the same places that I take them when I go about the halfway mark of my program and then after, okay? Each of these measurements is a tool. The measurements, the photos, and the weight scale together all work simultaneously as tools. Sometimes you're not going to see things in the measurement that you're going to see on the scale. Sometimes you're not going to see anything on the scale or the measurements, but you're going to see them in the photos. Like maybe that little bit of like what I call boob fat kind of hanging over. Maybe it's not there anymore. You're not going to see that on a measurement. Maybe you're suddenly getting some oblique lines. You're not going to see that on a measurement. So we need to keep these in mind. All three of them need to be done before, during your program, and after. Make sure you don't work out on the moment that you do, at the time that you do those measurements. Make sure you do them at the same time, and make sure that you get them done, because these help you and help your coach that much more in you achieving your success.